Our special guest tonight, Mr. Gibran Básíl. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
This year marks the 16th anniversary of the diplomatic relationship between Hungary and Lebanon. How would you assess the evaluation of this relationship and the future, particularly between your party and the Hungarian institutions, the Hungarian government?
Between Lebanon and Hungary lie many similarities, and we are joined by many similar values, whether Christian or humanist values. And I think the relations were strengthened because we both share the same values and see the same threats and encounter the same dangers. We are a small country in the Middle East, we are a small country in Europe, and we are fighting for our existence, to preserve our identity and to preserve our nationality.
President Péter Szijjártó recently stated that Christianity provides a strong foundation, a strong basement for a cooperation between Hungary and Lebanon. How can the common Christian values translate into concrete political or diplomatic initiatives?
You know, I believe Christian values are universal values. Believing in good and trying to make good for your people, and this is what politics is all about. And how this ties us, because we have the same fight and the same battles against terrorism on one hand, and unilateralism on the other hand. Lebanon and the Christians in Lebanon and the region play the role of a hyphen, a link between Christianity and Islam and Judaism, and the link between East and West. And this is where on both sides of the Mediterranean, in the Middle East and in Europe, we have a complementary role in strengthening each other, because we are sharing the same values but also the same battles.
How would you describe the current situation of the Lebanese Christian community?
Very alarming, very alarming. The Christians are threatened in the region. Their numbers are significantly decreasing in Syria, Iraq, Jordan, Palestine, and Lebanon. And they are into a threat of existence. They are threatened by terror ideas and terror acts. And I think that they have so many challenges, and their main focus should be on keeping an openness and a will to be not only open to the other, but to accept it, and don't go to isolation. Isolationism isn't the medicine to the threat that we are facing. It is alarming, and I take the advantage being here to raise the voice to Hungary and to all Europe, if they are not aware that if the Christians will no more exist in the Middle East, then the threat will be imminent to Europe. We are a bumper factor. We tolerate the other, we absorb the differences, but if we are no more there, then Christianity is on danger and Europe will be threatened, because the diversity in Lebanon is a protection not only to the region but also to Europe.
According to the media, into the international media, Hezbollah is weakening in this time in Lebanon. How would do you agree this assessment?
Yeah, militarily, Hezbollah is clearly weakened in front of Israel. But in the Lebanese internal equation, Hezbollah is still strong. And this is why we shouldn't make any false calculations by considering that Hezbollah can be eliminated from Lebanese scene. Hezbollah represents part of the Lebanese population. He should be accepted as such, but he should also accept that his military role as such is not accepted anymore. You know, he has to be integrated within the Lebanese state and abide by the Lebanese policy with what's regarding the protection of Lebanon. He cannot protect Lebanon by himself and his own policies, but also the Lebanese state should take this responsibility, and Hezbollah should be integrated within a national defense strategy of which he is part, but he cannot no more have his own policies and beyond the interests of Lebanon and the policies of the Lebanese state.
How would you describe your party's official relationship with Hezbollah?
We had an understanding that is no more standing because Hezbollah breached it in the state institutions and the partnership between Muslim and Christians, and mainly in the idea of protecting Lebanon. Hezbollah went far beyond this, and he attacked. You know, he went into a war that is not in the interest of Lebanon, and that's how our relation has weakened tremendously. But still, he is a Lebanese faction. We deal with him as we deal with all other parties, but he has to abide by the Lebanese constitution, rules and laws.
You are talking about threats, you are talking about instability in Lebanon. What would you consider as Lebanon's greatest question or greatest challenge in the future?
Stability, which is momentary, and peace, which is long-lasting. We should reach peace.
Is it possible?
Internal peace and external peace.
Is it possible?
It is possible if we find an internal understanding to distance Lebanon from the conflicts of the region and not to integrate it into its axis of conflicts. We shouldn't be on an axis of confrontation. Lebanon should not be confrontational. Lebanon should play a role of bridging. Lebanon is a land of dialogue, of openness, of tolerance, and not a land of wars and endless conflicts. We should protect our country against any aggression, whether coming from Israel or from the takfiris, the jihadists, the extremists in the region, but we shouldn't get into battles that are not ours.
Whose responsibility is it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Gibran, Bاسيl, thank you for coming.
Thank you for receiving me. Thank you very much.
Elmegyünk egy rövid reklámra, de folytatódik a napi aktuális, maradjanak velünk.